Have you ever felt like your own body turned against you? Like you woke up inside a life you didn't choose? The morning light is there, the world is moving, but your strength isn't. You can feel the gap between who you were and who you are now. Friends mean well, but the calls fade. Doctors say, let's wait and see, and the mirror shows a person you aren't sure how to be. If that's you, take a breath. You're not broken. You're in a hard chapter, and there is a way through it. Viktor Frankl knew what it meant to be inside a life you didn't choose. A psychiatrist who survived the camps, he watched so much of life get stripped away: work, status, certainty. He realized something most of us never want to face. Suffering is not always avoidable, but meaning can still be found. In fact, meaning is often discovered precisely where things hurt. He called it the last of human freedoms, the freedom to choose your attitude in any given circumstance. In the darkest conditions, a person can still say yes to life by answering one question: what is being asked of me now? Let's bring that down to earth. Chronic illness, injury, or a body that suddenly refuses your plans, this isn't a test you pass by being tough. It's a negotiation with time, with energy, with uncertainty. It's the provisional existence of unknown limit, as Frankl once put it, a suspended life where you don't know how long anything lasts. That limbo is brutal. It drains motivation, it fogs your mind, it makes the future feel like a wall. But there's a key. Meaning does not require perfect health, ideal conditions, or a pain-free day. Meaning requires a directioner, why that turns minutes into tasks, pain into a message, and limitation into focus. Frankl's approach, logotherapy, says we don't heal by staring at our symptoms. We heal by turning toward meaning. He saw 3 reliable pathways to meaning, even in suffering: by creating or contributing, by experiencing truth or love, and by the attitude we take toward what we cannot change. If you feel like your body betrayed you, these 3 paths are not theory, they're handles. Let's grab them. First, meaning through creation. Your old life may have been built on heavy lifts, long hours, big goals, constant motion. Now, goals feel like cliffs. That's okay. Switch the unit. Think in stitches, not blankets. Instead of "I must get my old life back," ask, what small thing can I bring into the world today that didn't exist yesterday? A paragraph, a sketch, a note to someone who's lonely. A question asked with full attention. Creation can be tiny and still sacred. It's not about productivity. It's about responsibility to a work that chooses you. And today, that work might be gentle. Organize a single drawer because clear spaces calm your nervous system. Write a 2-sentence memory so the you who lived before stays connected to the you who lives now. Record a voice note, not for social media, but to capture the texture of this day future. You will hear your own courage in it. Frankl would say, life is asking you for an answer. You don't answer with a speech. You answer with a deed. What deed fits in the palm of your hand today? Maybe it's the smallest act of craft you can bear. Maybe it's a kind email you owe yourself. Maybe it's teaching one thing you know to someone who needs it. Creation reframes you from the object of illness to the subject of a day. Second, meaning through experience. When we're hurting, the world shrinks to symptoms and schedules. But even a small window can show a horizon. Meaning can be received, not just made. Let yourself be moved. Sun on your face counts. Music that cracks something frozen inside you counts. Listening to a friend's story counts. The experience of love is a kind of knowledge. Frankl believed love sees the person, not the condition. It calls forth the unique in you. You might feel like a burden, and that's the illness speaking. Ask to be seen. Ask for ordinary company. If you can't go out, invite someone into your world for 20 minutes. And if there's no one nearby, join a room of those who know this terrain support groups. Online communities, people speaking the same language of pain with dignity. Not misery bonding, but meaning sharing. What works, what gives light, what helps us hold the line. Experience also includes solitude moments you spend with yourself, not as a judge, but as a witness. Sit by a window. Let the day be what it is. Notice what is still capable of joy. A smell, a color, a line of a poem, the warmth of tea. That's not trivial. It trains your attention away from the closed door and toward the open window. This is Frankl's dereflection at work, shifting focus away from your symptom, toward the world that still addresses you. Third, meaning through attitude. This is the hardest and most powerful. When pain won't leave, when uncertainty is the rule, we still possess a space of choice, small, stubborn, radiant. Frankl saw something he called the defiant power of the human spirit. Not denial, not toxic positivity, defiance, a quiet inner refusal to let suffering have the last word about you. You practice it in tiny, practical ways. Give your pain a name and greet it like weather, unwanted, real, not personal. Name the day not by what you can't do, but by what you will aim at regardless. Today is a training day. Today is for letters. Today is for patience. A named day has a soul. Attitude anchors identity. Here's a trick many overlook. Paradoxical intention. Sometimes, the more we fight a symptom, the stronger it grips us. Anxiety loves tug-of-war. Frankl's move is to drop the rope. When fear spikes of fatigue, of pain, of an episode whisper, and if it comes, I'll greet it. I've been here before. It doesn't make pain pleasant. It makes it less tyrannical. You stop forecasting catastrophe and start practicing response. And over time, the body learns you won't be bullied by dread. Let's talk energy. You may know spoon theory, the idea that each day gives you a handful of energy spoons. Spend them carefully. Frankl would add, save at least one for meaning. That might sound indulgent when chores already swallow you, but meaning is not a luxury, it's fuel. Give yourself one meaning spoon a day, 5 minutes of presence, towards something that outlives the symptom. Write one sentence. Water a plant and actually look at it. Message a friend with a real question. Those 5 minutes aren't a bonus. They're the backbone. Without them, you're only enduring. With them, you're living. Identity is the sorest spot, isn't it? Illness can feel like identity theft. The old, uriable, fast, generous feels gone. Grieve that person. Frankl would not rush you through this. Hold a small ritual. Write the version of your life you thought you'd have and fold it gently. Thank it. Then write the vows of your new life. I will carry patience as a form of courage. I will measure days in presence, not performance. I will honor limits as tutors. You're not lowering the bar. You're clarifying the race you're actually in. Friends may not understand. Some will vanish. Others will surprise you. Ask for specific help. Can you drive me Tuesday? Can you sit with me while I call the doctor? General, please exhaust everyone. Clear requests create connection. And offer what you still can: wisdom, humor, listening, mentorship, notes of encouragement. Illness narrows your options, not your worth. You are still needed, precisely here, precisely now, the future. That's the dread that lurks. How long will this last? Will I get worse? There are no promises. Frankl warned about provisional existence, because it steals our present. His counter is a simple practice. Live by today's task, not a fantasy future. The next faithful step. You can plan, but your meaning lives in the assignment of the day. Ask each morning, what small duty, what small joy, what small truth can I be responsible for today? You won't always know if it's enough, but you'll feel the difference between being crushed by time and carried by it. Midway through the war, Frankl held on to one scene, giving a lecture after the nightmare ended, explaining what he learned about the human heart. He placed a task into his future. Maybe your task is smaller. Maybe it's a book you'll read to a grandchild, a garden you'll nurse through seasons, a testimony you'll share with someone newly diagnosed. I get it. Here's what helped me stand. A future task pulls you forward like a handrail in darkness. Quick pause. If your body has changed, what tiny mission could still be yours this week? Tell me in the comments so others can borrow your ideas. If this helped you breathe a bit easier, subscribe so you don't have to walk this road alone. Let me offer a story. Call her Maya. In her 30s, sudden illness flipped the table. Career on pause. Plans dissolved. The first months were just survival appointments, paperwork, bargaining with energy. She started to believe the voice that said, "You're a burden." Then she tried one experiment, a daily 200-word letter to someone she loved but never sent. Some days she wrote to her mother, some days to a younger version of herself, some days to no one in particular, just to the day itself. Dear today, I hated you, but thank you for the lavender outside. The letters took 10 minutes. After a week, she noticed the day felt less like a blur. After a month, she noticed the voice of shame got quieter. After 6 months, she had a stack of proof. Even on hard days, something meaningful happened. The illness didn't vanish, but her place in the story changed. She went from being the scene to being the storyteller. That's creation, that's experience, that's attitude. If you want a simple rhythm to try, consider this. Each morning, name the day by Value Courage Day, Gentleness Day, Focus Day. Let that value guide how you spend your spoons. In the afternoon, give 5 minutes to making something that doesn't exist, yet one sentence, one photo, one text of gratitude. In the evening, practice dereflection. List 3 things outside your body that had reality clouds. A laugh, the smell of dinner. Then write a single line to your future self. I'm still here. Here's how I showed up. You don't need to hit perfect. You need to touch meaning briefly, honestly, daily. There will be setbacks, flare-ups, days where the only victory is breathing through the next minute. Frankl never promised ease. He promised possibility. He taught what some call tragic optimism, the art of saying yes to life, not because life is sweet, but because life is asking for your response, and you can answer. It isn't about finding a silver lining. It's about forging a silver thread, pulling one thin line of meaning through everything. So your days are connected by purpose, even when they're frayed. When fear swells, practice paradox. I'm afraid this will last, and if it does, I will keep choosing small, good things. When shame whispers that you are less, answer with evidence. I wrote, I listened, I waited with patience. I kept a promise to myself. When loneliness bites, send the first message. When exhaustion floors you, bless the floor. Some days, survival is a contribution. Say it out loud, staying is my deed. You may wonder, but what if I never get my old life back? Then you will build a new one that honors your limits and refuses to squander your strength. It will look smaller from the outside. It will feel larger on the inside. You will measure time by fidelity, not hype. You will become an expert in the quiet heroics, showing up to the ordinary with your whole, honest self. And you will be surprised, in time, by how deeply that matters to someone else who thought they were alone. Frankl often leaned on a line, "The one who has a why can bear almost anyhow." You don't need a grand why today. You need a small why that fits in your hand. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a promise, maybe it's the simple vow to meet tomorrow with one kinder thought than today. Choose it, write it. Put it where you can see it when the pain starts talking. Return to it when your mind spirals. Your body may have betrayed your plans, but your spirit is not at the mercy of that betrayal. You still have the last freedom. You still have a voice, a view, a task. The world still asks something of yous, something only you can answer from this exact place in the story. And when you answer, even a little, the day changes shape. The air clears. The room becomes yours again. One day, someone will sit where you are and wonder how to go on. They will not need your victory. They will need your witness. They will need to hear how you kept a tiny ember alive when the wind was unkind. That ember is in your hands now. Guard it, feed it with meaning. And when you can, let it light the way for someone else. You are not less because life became heavy. You are more because you are learning how to carry it with dignity. And that is a kind of strength the untested will never know. So breathe, name the day, choose your small deed, save one spoon for meaning. And remember, in the space no one can take, you are free.